Hi everyone. Welcome to our curriculum night or back to school night video for forensics. My name is Matthew Kirk or Matt Kirk or Mr. Kirk if you're a student. And I am going to be the forensics teacher your student has for this school year. Now, as I was looking through my rosters this year, I realized there's a lot of names and faces that I didn't recognize. So let me go ahead and take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. Kind of on the more business side of the introduction, I'm originally from the DC area. I taught in Northern Virginia for 7 years before moving to the Cleveland area. You can see my kind of educational background there. And I'm in my 7th year now here at Solon. On a more personal note, the whole reason I moved to Cleveland was my wife. She wanted to go back to school. And my wife, Kate, is now a first-year family medicine resident at Metro Health Hospital. In our spare time, we really like to travel and get outdoors. That picture is from our visit to Rocky Mountain National Park last summer. And if you've never gotten the chance to visit that national park, I strongly recommend it. It's beautiful. It can get crowded, but it is beautiful. Some of my interests include running. I do coach middle school track and cross country. I also do some volunteering with Near West Recreation, which is a nonprofit group that operates out of the near west side of Cleveland, offers free or cheap sports leagues for youth. And also in my spare time, I'm one of the co-event directors and founders of the Park Run event that happens at Ohio and Erie Canal Reservation. Now that's on hold right now, just part of park guidelines, no big events. But that's a free weekly timed 5K run, jog, walk. There we go. If you're interested, you could always just Google OECR Park Run to learn more about it. When it's up and actually occurring, it's a great way to kind of get out, volunteer if that's something you're interested in, and also just find people that like to go for runs or walks in beautiful parks together. About the class, first, maybe show you a little bit about the classroom. A lot of you will not get to see this year, but I do like to decorate the classroom, give it some of my personality. We spend so much time here at Solon in the room. Why not? Why not share some of that? And kind of what I'm hoping to do with this is that you hopefully have a workspace set aside for your student at home and give them a chance to kind of decorate it a bit with their personality, make them feel safe and comfortable and almost kind of like a school environment. About the class itself, my goal is that kind of your student kind of gains a general working knowledge of forensic science. So what that entails is learning a lot of kind of basic knowledge. Some of it they've already learned in other science classes. You know, we will be reviewing some stuff they've learned in biology and chemistry. But then we'll kind of learn about how does it relate to forensics? How is it used? Even though we're starting the year virtual, we will learn a lot about lab techniques. You know, what are labs that are done? How is it performed? And students are going to be prepared for future forensics courses. You know, there's a number of students that have taken forensics the last 3 years that have gone off to study forensics in college because they want to become a medical examiner. That's an MD typically who works in a forensics lab, or they want to become a forensic technician working in different crime lab units. And I do, as I learn more information, I do share opportunities for students to participate in forensic camps. It's on hold right now, but the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office does do a lot of outreach for high school students as well. So as I learn more information, I do share that for students that are interested in forensics as a career. Our curriculum, we're going to do anything and everything kind of with crime scene evidence. We're going to spend some time to start the year learning how we process a crime scene, just kind of the general steps. And then you'll see we're going to go through the different types of evidence that you may or may not find at a crime scene. And one thing I do love about forensics is that it's very hands-on. Again, with the virtual learning to start the year, we're a little bit limited. We're trying to start with units that we can do some of this work at home. Fingerprints is one of them. Fingerprints is something that we can actually study and talk about fairly easily with just some pencil lead that we've just kind of scratched out on paper and tape. Hair is another one that we'll take a look at early in the year, but again, we're going to shuffle our curriculum a little bit so that should we come back in person, we can get the opportunity to do more of those more involved labs together. Obviously following all safety guidelines. That's kind of an unspoken truth there. So my expectations for our virtual sessions is that my students are prepared. So when we start that 40-minute session, the student needs to be logged onto their Chromebook. They need to have the Zoom ready to go. So when I hit start, it starts right then. They should have pen, pencil, whatever they need to write with out in front of them. Big thing I say is ask questions. To me, outside of being prepared, if a student has questions, being willing to ask them, whether it's during class or emailing me or even arranging an individual session one-on-one, that's the best thing that they can do. Kind of what you can do is just ask them how their day went. See how they're doing. Say, is everything going well? Do you need any help? Check their grades, check our online resources, which I'll show in just 1 minute. And also email me if you see any concerns. I largely anticipate our students getting pretty much all of their forensics work done in those 40 minutes. Occasionally, they might have a little bit of homework or review before a quiz or test, but we largely should be able to get done in those 40 minutes together. Digital help, you can see what I have up here, that there's a calendar. I put some basic class documents up, but kind of outside of that calendar, really the best resource is Classroom. If your student loses a piece of paper or misplaces something, it's on Google Classroom, and it will be titled as such. You have my phone and email on there. It's also on the main Solon Schools webpage. This is a new adventure for us all this year. And I just ask that if you have questions, if your student has questions, honestly, the best thing that you can do is to just email me or call. Just reach out and we'll see if we can figure out a solution. Kind of my goal is for every student to walk out of here not just knowing forensics and the basics, but having enjoyed the class and having it found to be a worthwhile time. Thanks so much, and good luck this year.